Have you ever considered taking a road trip in Scandinavia in an EV? We hadn't considered it until we came across fares to Oslo in Norse Atlantic's premium cabin that we couldn't pass up, and a mistake made on my part when booking our car that led us to renting an electric vehicle. We visited 3 countries, Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, in just 6 days, driving over 950 miles. Our first destination was the Voksenasen neighborhood of Norway. Here we stayed at the Voksenasen Hotel. The hotel offers beautiful views of Oslo and the Oslo Fjord. The area also has plenty of outdoor activities with an abundance of hiking trails. This is also where Oslo's famous Holmenkollbakken ski jump is located. In the summer, you can pay to zipline from the top of this massive ski jump. Our next stop on our Scandinavian road trip was the Norwegian town of Kristiansand. It is a roughly 4-hour drive from Oslo. In Kristiansand, we stayed at the Clarion Hotel Ernst, which is conveniently located only a few blocks from the ferry and cruise terminals, as well as only a couple blocks from the town square. Kristiansand is a popular stop on a lot of Norwegian fjord cruise itineraries and offers a picturesque downtown with plenty of dining options. After spending the evening in Kristiansand, we took a morning ferry on Fjordline from Kristiansand to Hirtshals, Denmark. This was our first time on a European ferry, and we absolutely loved it. We added the lounge access to our tickets for about €29 per person and thought that it was money well spent. Upon boarding, we went straight to the lounge where we were greeted by staff and shown to our table. The lounge includes a buffet and unlimited coffee, soft drinks, and juices. Upon arrival in Hirtshals, we left the lounge and headed to our car to begin the 2.5-hour drive to Aarhus, Denmark. Aarhus is the second largest city in Denmark and is located on the Bay of Aarhus. It was here that we got our first glimpse of bicycle culture in Denmark. There are separate lanes for walking, bicycling, and driving, and you need to make sure you stay in the walking lane when walking, or else you might get run over. The following day, we left Aarhus and drove 3.5 hours to Copenhagen. The evening we spent in Copenhagen barely scratched the surface of what this capital city has to offer. We decided to visit the Kastellet Citadel and the areas surrounding it during our brief visit. Street parking was very easy to find and pay for here, which is always a plus when you are visiting a new city. It is free to enter the Citadel, and interestingly, some of the buildings are still in use today by the Danish military. If you are taking a cruise that calls on Copenhagen, you will likely dock in this area of the city. After meandering along the waterfront and around the Citadel, we continued our journey by driving on the Øresund Link, the bridge and tunnel system connecting Denmark and Sweden. After going through border control, we drove to Malmo, Sweden. Malmo is a beautiful town on the water with canals, historic buildings, and beautiful art. Unfortunately, our limited time in Malmo left much of the city unexplored, and we continued the following day with our drive to Stromstad, Sweden. Along the way, we stopped at a restaurant found along highways throughout Sweden, Rasta, and enjoyed Swedish meatballs and schnitzel. After driving roughly 4.5 hours, we arrived in the spa town of Stromstad, located on Sweden's west coast. Stromstad is a beautiful town where we could have easily spent a few days. There is a ferry service offered here that will take you to the Coaster Islands archipelago or to Sandefjord, Norway. After staying the night at the Stromstad Spa and Resort and enjoying a delicious included breakfast, we headed back on the road, driving 90 minutes to our final destination, downtown Oslo. We parked in the Amo parking lot right in the city center. If you are parking an EV here, we recommend parking in a regular spot instead of the EV spot because you have to pay both the lot and the EV charging company for parking plus the purchase of electricity. This was the only time we ran into this on our trip. From here, you can easily walk to many of the central Oslo attractions. The first one we went to is the Akershus Festning Fortress. The fortress is free to enter, but the museums require the purchasing of a ticket. If you are arriving by cruise ship or ferry, the majority of the ferries and cruise ships dock right here in downtown Oslo. Among some of the other attractions in this area of Oslo are the Nobel Peace Center and the Norwegian National Museum. While this marked the end of our road trip, no road trip is complete without snacks. Some must-haves in Scandinavia include smash, which are essentially bugles dipped in chocolate, and any kind of gummy candy, including salted black licorice. A must-have bakery item in Norway is a kanelnøtter. They are cinnamon knots made with cardamom, and they taste like Christmas. The last must-have is a bacon-wrapped sausage. They are delicious, affordable, and easy to find at gas stations in Scandinavia. As for renting an EV in Scandinavia, it was a lot easier than expected. Charging stations are easy to find and nearly everywhere. It is also less expensive than renting a gas vehicle, and we would absolutely do it again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.